So let's have a look at what we've got here. If you see all the upgrades we've got on the car, we've got loads coming, but no, like they will all fail. Let's do the upgrades, but nope. We need to save our R&D points, and look at that.
Major issue on the production line earlier this week.
Like here with Williams, we can't even fight for points, really.
Major issue on the production line earlier this week. So the entire development package.
I don't believe in luck. I really don't believe in luck.
Any redevelopment?
Now, in Russia, us and Williams pretty much the exact same. We've been the exact same almost all season after we were quite far apart at the start. Alfa Romeo is now in the midfield. You know, right there, that corner, tough corner because you almost take it blind because of the uphill. I struggled to know my breaking point there, and that was poor. That last sector was poor, and that's going to cost me. But it is ahead of George Russell and Nikita Mazepin. So we're just ahead of George Russell currently. If we skip forward a little bit, and you can see that, yeah, the Haas and the Williams boys, we're just so far off the pace. You know, the Alfa Romeos, look at them. They're fighting with the Alfa Tauris, the Aston Martins, the Alpines, and looks like Aston Martin has found some more pace. So challenging them in the constructors looks like that's gone out the window, and could be starting behind George Russell unless we have a magical middle and final sector where we are going to try and throw the car in and we lose even more time. And I think we're just going to have to give up on that, which we are. So P18 is going to be for Russia. None of these guys are in a fast lap, so I don't know what's actually going on here. But P18, look at that from Valtteri Bottas, a 130.000. That is beautiful to see. Yeah. Hopefully some people take penalties. It is that time where people do start to take them, but who knows. I probably will rather them do it next race when we actually have the upgrades on the car, because we're missing quite a few, and you can see there are definitely penalties at the front of the grid. Verstappen being one of them. You know, you've got Kimi Räikkönen on the way up in P10. Where are we going to start? George Russell in P14. Are we P15? We are. So P15, we've managed to move up a couple places from P18, and teammate Nikita Mazepin is actually going to start P18. So there we go. Mazepin off the back row. That's what we like to see. Into the race. We're going to start the softs this time. I want to be competitive at the start of this race. I feel like we're not going to be fighting for points. The pace of the car is just not there. So why not start on the softs and have a bit of fun and battle these guys early doors? Here we go, we're starting behind the Ferrari, but if we can get ahead of George Russell in the Williams, that would be pretty big. That's 5 red lights, and away we go, and we actually get a fantastic start, but almost lose the car in the second stage, almost swipe George Russell, and apparently we got wear on the ICE. I'm having a look as we go down the inside of the Ferrari, and that wasn't supposed to be a move. That was more of me looking at what issue I have on the engine side of things. See how bad the ICE was and taking evaded action, which turned into being a fantastic overtake. But we've actually managed to gain a position off the start on George Russell, who's now going to go down the inside. So we get a poor exit. We're going to try and keep it around the outside, leave him the room. And we managed to hold on to position, and we are still going to hold on to P14 as we come down the main straight, or the back straight, and with the engine power upgrade, this would be huge. As blimmin' heck, the Ferrari makes a last second change of movement, and we're going to try and go around the outside, which turns into the inside. We're battling with a Ferrari here. We're battling with our engine supplier. We're going to get down the inside, and we're actually ahead of Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. What a move that is. And we're going to see who comes into the pits. Who has the wing damage? No one comes into the pits. So I am confused as to what is going on up here. Someone has to have damage. They're going so slow. Look at the gap already between one Aston Martin to the other. So I think it might be the Aston Martin that has damage. And it's holding everybody up, which is fine by me. And now it looks like maybe they were just battling, as now there's a yellow flag. No idea what's happened up here. Is it up here or is it behind me? It was behind me. So something's happened, but we need to get on with our race now. It doesn't look like anybody actually had wing damage. They were just battling. And it's Williams that's actually out. It's George Russell. So George Russell is out the session. No safety car. Could have done with one. It would have helped fend off the Ferrari as he goes for a switchback as we try and brake extra late. And he's going to get the move done. Or is he? We managed to defend very well, and we are fighting very, very hard to stay ahead of him. And we do manage so. And now the AlphaTauri is actually going to have a little look at him. Well, I mean, we are fighting them, but stay ahead of them for more than a couple laps, I don't think will be possible. We're going to try and stay ahead of the Ferrari. And then maybe get DRS from the AlphaTauri and go for the overtake again. I'm not sure if we'll be able to stay close enough in this final sector. Look how much he's already pulled away. He is pulled away about half a second already. But we are going to be close enough for DRS, which is probably the most important thing. As we get very wide, and now that's cost us a spot. But we will have the slipstream, and we do have straight line speed in this Haas, as you can already see. We've got 4 ERS, we've got the DRS active, and we are going to get back past the Ferrari. So, no harm done in the end. We could have maybe had a go at Sonoda if we didn't make that mistake. But we're back in a P14, and for how long, I do not know, because the Spaniard is right on our tail. He is forcing us into mistakes, and he's just got that much of a better car. Well, we just can't do anything about it. It's almost like, alright, you can just go. We've got another AlphaTauri behind us. DRS, and we're just going to get swamped by the AlphaTauri. He's going to get straight back past us. And down into P16 we go with the McLaren. So now he's got DRS, so we're not going to fight it at all. We're going to let him go, and now we're going to run our own race. Run our own race and try and stay as close to these guys up ahead. Did everything we could on these pairs of softs. We're going to come into the pits. Got a new set. Hopefully the Latifi can hold up some of them people, but we're going to see if he actually can or not. I hate that pit stop because like the sign is like 5 yards in front of the actual line.
Will receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into
Very bumpy coming out. We're a little careful. We don't want to put it in a wall. But there we go. The 2 Haas boys at the back of the race. And now on the medium tyre. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much happening. We're actually showing a bit of pace on these medium tyres. At least it feels good for me. These actually feel better than the softs for some reason, I don't know why. Giovinazzi is the one who's losing pace, right? Look, he's already 14 seconds ahead. I mean, that just shows the pace of that Alfa Romeo compared to ours. Before he got a problem, he was probably like 20 seconds ahead of us. Now he's going to slowly drop into our clutches, but as we set another personal record for ourselves. Fastest lap of the race for us. We're using up a lot of ERS. But look how much we're closing on the Italia. It's a lot each lap, and then we're losing a lot each lap to the Ferrari ahead. But Carlos Sainz has not been able to get through the field. I don't think Verstappen has either. We look down the bottom left. No, he's just stuck in that massive train. Look at that massive train by the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin is leading it. I'm not sure who. That was nice through there, but I think Giovinazzi's car might be fixed now because we have gained hardly any time in this lap. So, great news for us. out from here might have solved the problem, and any fun that we might have had at the end of this race of having a little battle has just been well and truly gone. Yep, they've fixed the problem. He's finding speed again, so it is going to be a very lonely race for us, like it has been all race. What have I done? Wow. If we were on simulation damage, the floor would be screwed right now. Bloody hell. Now we're going to fend off Latifi the last few corners. There we go, here's the battle we wanted. We are, did that with ease. And come on. It's going to be a P16. Can't really be happy or sad about. It was kind of where we were expected. You know, we weren't even expected to be close to P15, and we weren't even close to P15. So it's just a tough day at the office to be a Haas driver today, I guess. So there you have it. Hamilton takes the win in Russia. Norris P2. He wouldn't have minded that last year. After that awful last couple laps when the weather changed to the wet and he decided to stand the dries. Bottas in third, so a great weekend for Mercedes, but for us, P16 and P18, Mazepin only getting ahead of two people that DNF like usual. We were only able to stay ahead of Latifi and was absolutely nowhere near the rest of the midfield. The standings, I think the Aston Martins had a great weekend, so they've gone quite a bit up the standings. We're now behind Lance Stroll because of his good weekend in Russia. Kimi Räikkönen in 16th, Latifi with the only point for Williams in 17th. But yeah, it doesn't look like anything's going to change for us. When it comes to the Drivers' Championship, Hamilton is slowly gaining back at some points. Perez at 198 out in front, Verstappen getting 0 points this weekend, really hurting him. But that championship battle is going to be interesting to watch. Red Bull, the gap between Red Bull and Mercedes has actually come down quite a lot as well. So only 53 points separating them, and there's still like 4 races to go, 5 races to go. So that is still well and truly on, and it looks like Mercedes have the faster car. Currently, P8, Aston Martin getting a huge haul of points, and I think that confirms my decision to just focus on next year's car and forget about this season and say we've done a good job to get P8. If you guys are enjoying this series, then go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, and comment on what you thought, and that'll be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.